From a despised ship. It was the story of a great family that from a simple point of view was perhaps a family full of love and affection between them. However, all the people sounded principle was the opposite. The family was last name was the Lincolns, composed for two parents and two children, a boy and a girl respectively. But the one that we are going to tell is the boy. His name is Frank Lincolns, a boy where many of his neighborhoods were very fond of him, since they considered him a respectable person and who would totally like anyone. They felt sure that he was maintaining a happy and safe life, even seeing that his family appreciated him very much on every outing or walk they were going to take. But as he had already committed, this turned out to be the opposite. To begin with, Frank was no biological son of one of the parents, specifically the father of the family, despite the fact that they themselves claimed that he was their biological son, and before this they despised him. They pretended to people, and the reason towards he comes from a previous relationship of the couple that the mother had. She had a catastrophic life in poverty, until she met a young guy from the street who had fallen in love with him. However, when it came to demonstrating true love, he did not do it. He abandoned his mother and left a son who she never wanted to take the responsibility, holding a grudge against a little boy who was going to give birth. She hated him, young in head, and say what was the worst thing that had happened to him, and despising even more than that mom would left him. However, she tried to move on bullshit that grew against an innocent person, and that he had only to do with the problem that was happening. She later got to know another man thinking that he was going to light the springs he had with his ex-partner. Though he did seem something encouraging coming to fall in love and becoming his current husband, she was realized and became aware of how bad she despised her son. But at a later time it was worse due to the upbringing and difficult situation of getting ahead. Before that conclusion, the relationship between parents and children continued to endure, even if they were not aware of him leaving the care of the other neighbors, and even more so with the breeder for his younger sister Melissa, where they were taking care of and raising her. But the parents gave him the basic and necessary sustenance, but they never gave him love and education. But his sister did the best for him, even celebrating his birthday, something that his parents did not do. So Frank maintained the motivation with Melissa's affection but against his parents' contempt for him. One day, a night extraordinary being came out. A king of Gómez. One of the nodding was worried about what Frank had, and he felt sorry, for which he began to tell him what had happened to him, and wrote to him the history of his lives. Then spaced, no begin surprised to see such a straight begin. I considered it as a friend, the globing on his side to him, the reason why he was there. He was a missionary to safeguard the lives of many children. They agreed on a friendship that were the meal every night, and so as well. Every night they went out to have fun, with Frank felt very lonely, despite the fact that Spitzer always gave him motivations, and to the reflection of what his parents, despite being the type of person that should be respected, and that was how to them Frank go take that race into account. but his parents continued ever more, and until Melissa always encouraged him, he never got encouraged. Out of nowhere, the pizza eats no food again in the bar. He felt very lonely, but out of nowhere, he came to reflect on what his friend told him, and he thought he should talk to his parents. One day, Frank showed a that feeling, a joy that he had every moment that they despised him. With much encouragement and courage from he showed it. His parents came to reflect. They took and shook their minds. They began him to ask for forgiveness. And so it was. The family finally maintained a truly loving relation, and just they remaining happy. Frank never forgot the advice of his friend, but he has in his conscience that he by some magic helped before the problem he had with his parents. And thus Frank maintained a good relationship and will live very happily ever after.